So, ladies and gentlemen, have I got a treat for you today? This is absolute superb player called N-Covey MPV. Not that he's modest or anything, but his win rate is 3,664 and a win rate of 67. Over 36,000 games. So this guy is no mug, and we can all learn a lot from him. So this is obviously Gamer Dom. This is my occasional series now about some of the better players on the server. This is the Chinese tier 10 light tank, the WZ132-1. I played this quite a bit on the sandbox before it was nerfed, and I really liked it. And if there's one tier 10 I'm thinking about going for, of which I'm not really bothered about any of them, to be honest, but this one is probably the one I will go to because I have a bit of a thing about Chinese tanks anyway. Anyway, we're here on Abbey, which is not exactly your usual friendly environment for a light tank, especially when you play it as aggressively as he is here. First shot bounces off that object 140, but he was really asking for a lot there to be able to pen him through the turret. So he's getting the heck out of dodge, but he's done a bit of early spotting, which is kind of his role in life, although Wargaming don't seem to like that idea because they don't want to give you any view range. And he was going to go up there on the top, and then I think he saw that T-49 was sort of lighting up lots of targets, and he was going to see whether he could help him out, but I don't think he can get in a position that will actually make an influence. So, but he's just found a Lurv who's very out of position. First shell into it. The alpha on these tier 10 lights is monumentally good. Tries to aim for the commander's cupola, but no joy there. And again, two shots, no joy, despite the very good gun on this. And there's an MX 1390 above him. Takes a shot from him, bit unnecessary there, to be honest. But the 1390 is not paying attention, and there you go. You see the ridiculously poor accuracy of these tier 10 tanks. MX had more patience than he did, and he eats another bit of lead from that tank. The Lurv is below him, and he's just basically keeping him lit up with proxy spotting as he can't resist the kill. There we go, takes him down. Beautifully done. So it's 3-all. Enemy are slowly trying to push down this 9 line, but they're rather, that T-49 is keeping them spotted, and there's a whole load of friendly tanks all sitting at the back, just making their life hell. And he's trying to get some shots to support those guys, but it's not so good on the other flanks. So the team is now losing. 5 plays 3. Just can't get a shot. Here comes that object. Finally gets a bit of a shot into the object. Gets spotted. Drops back into his nice safe spot. There's no artillery in this game, which is going to help him no end. What's that shot? You might regret that. Trying to hit he's trying to get some really delicate shots, aiming very slim targets, and so these tier 10 light tanks were nerfed in terms of accuracy by Wargaming, and it's really hard to hit them anyway, but with these increasingly inaccurate guns. The T-49 has done an outstanding job of just keeping those boys really busy, but look at the team. It's just folded. It's 3 plays 7 now, and he was going to come round, but then he notices that AMX 1390 coming that way, gets an auto lock on him and takes him down. So he was going to head along the back there and try and help out, but they know now that's possibly what he's thinking of, so he's backed out of that move. Bit of time's elapsed. He's going to push. Oh, there's a E100 sitting down there pointing straight at him. That's not useful. Object 140 is on fire. Nice shot into the rear of the Pershing. Pulls back in. Didn't get spotted, amazingly. Object's down. So is the Pershing, and that's just brought the game back. So it's 6 plays 7. It's finally been spotted. Who's the E100 going to go for? It's got 3 potential targets. There's this 103B. Tries to track him. No joy. See, this is what I like about decent players. Well, much more than decent player, this guy. He hasn't resorted to gold yet. Hasn't fired any gold shells. Too many prima donnas fire gold, 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 and he's not doing so. He's using this really good 100mm gun. He's tracked the E100. He knows now that he can get in close. Tracks him again. Tracks him again. He's just keeping this guy perpetually tracked. Sorry about the noise. Every time I try and record, there's my neighbours having a whole load of work rebuilding done. And every time I try and record, they start doing something. Oh, T-54, you didn't really want to be there. Oh, met my friend. Nice. That Borsig's kind of stuck down there. I think they can just leave him be. He's obviously stuck. He can't go anywhere. But there's 1,000 hit points sitting there waiting to be taken, isn't there? Can he get a little corner there? Look at that. It's got HE loaded because now that shot was unfair. That was perfectly good shell. Looks like the Borsig's had enough. And he's finished. You can leave him alone. Still the team's in trouble. It's 8 plays 11. Oh, and there's a 95E2. Wow, you don't see them very often. Nice shell, right under the lower plate. Whoops. Watch out, Mr. Jag Tiger. Little light tank coming through, trying to get the hell out of dodge. He's going back towards the cap. He can see what's happening on the other side, and just about now there comes a light tank the other way, but he takes him down. There's one of the German tier 10 light tanks, the Rheinmetall Panzerwagen. Yeah, I'm a natural, I know. So his team's down to 3 tanks. Oh, nicely done. He obviously expected that ISU to be waiting there. He wasn't going to fall for that. If he'd come around the corner, he would have got a big derping of 152mm shell right in the mush, which isn't good when you're in a light tank. So instead he uses his speed, gets up here, does a nice bit of climbing, trying to get a spot on the cap. Can't see anything though. Terrible view range, these tier 10s. Well, not terrible, it's just not great. Takes a hit from that T30. Wow. Yeah, that was a bit of a misplay there. For can criticise, but at least he gets spotted, and it meant somebody else could take that T30. The problem why I say that was a misplay was that obviously the T30 knew he was likely up there because he'd been spotted by the ISU 152, and so if I'd been the T30, I would have been sitting there with my gun pointing in that rough direction, and sure enough, he did. Picks up the tier 9 or tier 10 German TD light tank with that shot. Just trying to get a view on the cap still. He's on 6 kills, done 5,000 damage so far. While there's only 1 tank there, he's got a little bit of time to relocate and get in a position. And these are why these tier 10s are fantastic. They're very, very nimble, very quick. Means you can redeploy pretty easily. And there's our fella. Can we get a shell through there? Nicely done. Very nicely done. Yeah. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Where did that thing come from? Wow. And he got lucky. He bounced a heat shell from the T-49. Well, there you go. Gold noob, eat that. Gets a bit of his taste of his own medicine. Gets hit by a premium shell from our friend here, but then that's forgiven because he's used up all his regular shells and he's used up all his HE shells. He only has 7 APCR shells left now. There's 3 enemy tanks left. That's that T-30 still on the cap, or still around the cap. The ISU somewhere down the back there. And the Borsig we know is kind of stuck. Don't think he's going anywhere. That was a bit of a waste of one of your precious shells, matey. Down to 6 shells now. Took a speculative shot at where he thought the ISU might be. No joy at all. So, Jagdtiger's slowly rumbling back. And again, he's just trying to get view. He's trying to get some spots. There's a nice position up round here you can get to. If you've got the engine power, and that's where he's heading for. Up round the back of this church, and there is the T-30. Did he get spotted? No, he didn't. The problem with Chinese tanks, as we all know, is gun depression. T-30's pulled back round behind. He's obviously got 6th sense. He knew that he'd been spotted. Pulled back round. Is he going to come back forward again? Oh, and there's the ISU. Bounced off the ISU's top armour. Didn't get spot doing it though. It's a good thing the ISU's got lousy view range. Oh, but there goes the Jagdtiger. So now he's alone against 3. Only did he crit? Did he do any damage? No, he didn't do any damage. He just critted the ISU. That one missed. Hit the stovepipe. By look at the stovepipe, the chimney pot on that building. He's down to 3 shells left. There's 3 enemy tanks if you count that Borsig. Borsig can't play any part in the game. He's stuck. I think he's stuck. He certainly looked like he was. That ISU will take 2 hits probably to take down the T-30. Will take 1. So he's got to land every shell now. And as we discussed, the problem with these tier 10 light tanks is their accuracy is not the best. Oh, but there we got. Aiming for a nice, very, very nicely played. You see that maneuver. He didn't fire. He waited till he was trying to aim just above where the tracks are, because he knew that the chances are if he hit the tracks, there was a small chance that the shell would be eaten by the tracks and wouldn't do any damage. So he aimed just above the tracks, to where the armour is its thinnest, and where he knew that if he hit him he'd kill him, and he did beautifully. So he now has 2 shells to take out 2 tanks. He's got 8 kills himself. That ISU's obviously gone from the position he was in. That's why he went to have a look. Apart from that play against the T-30, he hasn't really put a foot wrong. Time has gone by very rapidly. There is only 2 minutes left. Uses the beautiful speed of this thing to get up and relocate. Now, he has got an advantage over the ISU. The ISU. Oh, I was going to say the ISU shouldn't be able to. Ah, there's the ISU there. Wow. I was just about to say the ISU's got poorer view range, but actually, there you go. He got spotted by the ISU, even though the ISU has lousy view range. Now it's cat and mouse. Which way is the ISU looking? He's looking our way. Oh my word! Dives behind the dead tank. Wow. Now we've got a bit of a situation on our hands. ISU needs 2 hits to take him down, and Covey is kind of in a pickle here. Oh, but what's the ISU doing? He's pulling back. Oh my word. Takes 1 shot. Right, he's going for him. He's just prepared to take the risk. Why is this? What happened there? 43 seconds. He's got no shells left. What's he going to do? He's got to do a barnstorming jump, hasn't he? There we go. He takes him down for the last kill. Manages to come out the water, and that's it. He wins. Wow, what a game. Yeah, I do not know what that ISU was doing. What is it about Super Unicums? They get all the luck, don't they? They get bounces, they get outrageous things happen to them. Admittedly, they put themselves in a situation where generally it's going to work out well for them. But what was that ISU doing? He was facing straight at him, and he pulled back, allowed him to get killed. So, oh well, what are you going to do? So, what a game that was. Ace Tanker, he got Hand of God, Bruiser, Duelist, Fire for Effect, Paul's Medal for destroying 10 or more enemy vehicles. He got Naiden's Medal for destroying all the enemy light tanks in a battle, at least 3 of them. Defender for resetting the cap against the T-30. He got High Caliber and, of course, Top Gun. What a load of medals that was. Finished up with 6,490 damage and 10 kills. 1,488 base XP. Wow. 36 shots, because that's all the WZ holds, so he used every shell he owned. 31 hits, 21 penetrations. Wasted a few early on, to be honest, but probably didn't expect to get into that situation where it was going to be down to the last one tank to kill with no shells left. But luckily that Borsig had got himself into a stupid position there and was able to be crushed beneath the foot of the WZ-131. What else did he? Took 6 hits, 4 of which Pen, 2 did not. He did 1,300 assistance damage and 100 defense points, reset points, for resetting the cap. 80,000 credits, but he lost them all and then some because he had to use every shell he owned, which included all his premium, and they are damn expensive, so he ended up losing 23,265. With a premium count, would have lost a whopping 50,000 if he'd been using he hadn't been using premium. And I go on about premium shells and people not spamming them, but this guy didn't use them until he'd run out of normal shells. In fact, he used his HE before he went into premium, so he wasn't spamming gold at all, but he still lost a lot of money. And 2,232 experience for the crew. So there you go. That is the Chinese Tier 10 light tank, the WZ-132/1, in the hands of a real pro, NCOV MVP. Very, very hats off. Fantastic game. Really good play. It's nice to be able to criticise a great player, but I will criticise him for that T-30, being hit by that T-30 up there. But other than that, outstanding game. And a little bit of luck, because that ISU pulling back just gave him the chance to win the game. It would have been a draw otherwise. But hey, you sometimes you just deserve the luck when you've played well, and he certainly did that. So, hope you enjoyed the game. If you did, give it a like down below. Let me know what you think about these Tier 10 light tanks. As I've got a couple of Tier 9s, but hardly played them, to be honest, since the new patch. But I've seen mixed views on the Tier 10s. A lot of Super Unicum players who have channels, YouTube channels, going on about, basically they just love medium tanks because they spam heat and what have you out of them, and they just love the fact that they have better view range than these light tanks and don't see the problem. Players who play light tanks, I'd love to know what you think about the nerfing of the view range. I mean, to me, it just killed any interest in them at all. I can't see the point, but I could be wrong. I have been before, and I will be again. On that bombshell, bombshell, bombshell. I can't even say it right now. On that bombshell, this is GamerDom signing out. Enjoy your games, have fun. Try not to take it too seriously. It is just a damn game after all, and we're just playing with pixels. That's all, people. That's all. In the meantime, see you later. This is GamerDom signing out.